Ou deixa sua bunda ardendo, ou dá tapa, 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 pra cara. Welcome to Empowerment Unleashed Now, exploring your inner authority. I'm Michele Jones.
And I'm Scott Collins.
And this is the place to connect with your highest, most essential self, your most empowered self, where you can explore your inner authority and learn from others and learn more about yourself.
We talk with fascinating people from all walks of life about transformation, healing, hypnosis, astrology, physical experience of being human, and heart-centered living.
We're so thankful that you're here with us. Let's dive right on in.
Dude, like, stop that. I took my earphones and put on my phone and just started listening to music.
Smart, Christy.
That's because that's a vibration. We're energy receivers, right?
So maybe like being in flow state then is being in a state of awareness and mindfulness of what energy is yours and what's not. Because if you're not in that flow state or aware, you might take that on.
Oh, yeah.
But you were like, talk to the hand here, because you're in flow state and you were able to notice that dissonant, non-harmonious energy information coming in that you wanted nothing to do with, and then we're proactive about that.
That's it.
Boundary it can literally be a physical boundary, like what you did with headphones, or metaphysical boundary, whatever we need.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it's interesting because so flow state and the unified field, right? Like one of the things that I loved from your book, Christy, it was one of my favorite passages, was that flow is what naturally occurs when we align with a field of pure positive energy, the unified field. It's the experience of clarity, openness, brilliance, synchronicity. I really want for our listeners to this is just like a gentle, listen to this because it's so beautiful. Flow is not luck. Flow is not personality. Flow is not privilege. Flow is a frequency. And that partnership daily is really what we've been talking about behind the conversation that we're really having with all of these tips. And so some of the practical methods, right? Because we'd like to give those practical, surrender, checking in for some resistance here, especially as we're getting in the holiday season. I really just had this aha, and I'm somebody that really likes the Christmas season, the music. I know a lot of people hate it. I could listen to it all year.
Love it.
But all of a sudden, I realized, oh my God, it's almost the middle of November. And then you could just see people in their little cars, with their hands clenched on the wheels a little more, little more traffic. And it's just this. So I just wanted this practical methods of how we can focus, attention, surrender. Where are we resisting? Help us, Christy.
Yeah, so we've been talking about it. It's that place of compassion again, because compassion actually doesn't just neutralize your energy, it neutralizes everybody else's energy. Because as I said, we're three aspects. We're energy receivers, right? We're energy containers, what we hold in our container. And from that, we're transmitting. That's true manifestation. Because you're not trying to manipulate and go, okay, let me think positive about this and just transmit these energies out, which is very short-lived. Ask me how I know. It's like, okay, I can create this success, but it then becomes it's not who I am or what I'm living. So then there's a dip back, or there's it rises and it's like this kind of thing. Rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall. Instead of being this consistent energy of joy or happiness or steadfastness or freedom or whatever it is that we're wanting, that needs to come from the container. And so that's the deeper energy work, is understanding, I can choose to invite in this energy of compassion or flow or delight or whatever. I like to think of it as keys on a piano, Mr. Musician, right? Scott, you got a piano, those keys, each key has a different frequency, right? And it plays a different tone, and you get a different result when you you press on it. When you understand that the piano, I have a piano over there, so sometimes I'll go over, like I'm over there. When the piano is not being played, it still doesn't, the potential of those keys still exist. So just because we're not deliberately getting into creator consciousness and choosing those vibrations consciously, deliberately, the potential for them exists. But we're the piano player. We're the ones that have to choose the notes and play them. Right? They don't play themselves. So it's like by us going, okay, deliberately starting our day and saying, okay, I'm pre-paving my day. What is the energy I choose to be in? What is the energy? What is the frequency that I want to vibrate in? Maybe it's, I've got a lot of business stuff today and meetings and things like that. And I want to run the energy of success. Maybe it's a Saturday afternoon. I'm about to go see my kid play soccer and I'm just want to be in the state of joy, right? It's like every day you could choose a different one or but you get to understand that we have natural things that we do as human beings. Like we get up in the morning, we need to drink water, we need to relieve ourselves, right? It's like this just becomes another part of maintenance of the humanity. We need to eat when we get hungry, we need to drink when we're thirsty. It's like it becomes something that you're just in tune with because it's a different way of caring for yourself. It's energetic caring for yourself. It's self-love. It's putting compassion in your body, the self-love in your body, and being able to choose deliberately that key, that note, that frequency. And then when maybe you last 5 minutes, maybe you last a minute, and something knocks you off. Maybe you trip over the dog and now you're upset, right? It's like, oh, wait, it was still, wait, woosah, right? Come back in. And it's like, wait, no, I said, I'm choosing joy today, right? But maybe you can't reach that level of joy anymore because you're upset because you tripped over the dog. So bringing compassion, right? And that compassion changes the energy. But
Mm.
I was going to quickly tell you a story. Do you have time for a story?
Yeah.
So when I like really started discovering this and really started putting this into practice, my mom and dad were living in a townhouse in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I was bringing, neither one of them drove anymore. And it was 2020. So everybody was in lockdown. And I brought them some food, right? Now, from this story alone, it'll give you an idea of what my childhood was like as a Italian American girl that had two Italian parents and, just did not have any communication or awareness, right? So I'm bringing the food to them. And as I am going up to the doorbell, I'm hearing my mom scream at my dad and my dad scream at my mom. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to stay very long. And she opens up the door, doesn't say hello to me or anything. She's like barking at my dad, right? And so I'm like kind of handing the food over thinking, how fast can I get out of here? Because that's my survival mode kicking in, like get me, my flight mode's like faster. And so, right? So I put the food down and now they're going at it and they're going at it. And my natural normal instinct as a kid was to be the referee, put them aside, get involved in their, they don't want to change. And so I decided to just put the food down, let them bicker. And I went and sat into like the little nook kitchen area while they were there. And I just sat in this space of compassion. I let myself feel compassion for that little girl that lived with that, like that lived, couldn't get escape that. That's an earshot. It's loud. They remind me of, the show Seinfeld, George
Oh, the Costanza.
Costanzas. That's who they were.
Wow.
Who could yell
Love
louder
it.
and bicker and just,
Yeah.
I didn't say that. When I watch that show, I laugh so hard because I'm like, that my mom is Estelle. And my dad actually looked like him. That's the funny thing. In his older age, he started to look like him. But yeah, so anyways, I sat there in compassion for that little girl that couldn't leave. Right? Because
Right.
I'm an adult, I could get up and leave. But I just let myself have compassion for that little one. And then what happened is I started feeling grateful for the fact that I have a relationship with my husband where there's no yelling.
Yes.
And I mean, not saying we don't have disagreements or differences of opinions. We do. And sometimes we can get spicy, but we don't scream and yell at each other and all that. And my kids have never been in an environment like that. They see us hug, they see us kiss, they see us laugh. There's harmony and peace within my family. And that is my greatest manifestation, is that as that young girl that just wanted, harmony and peace and love and a family, to be able to create that with my husband and our kids. So now I'm in the kitchen, compassion first. I gave myself, and then my mind started opening up to, gosh, what I'm appreciative about, and the fact that what
Yes.
I've created, and what I get to now live every day. And what happened is, while I was changing and shifting my vibration, my mom and dad stopped bickering with each other. They came and sat down. They got in a totally different mood. We had the best, still to this day of my life, the best conversation together. And I stayed there for a good hour and a half. I was ready to go get through delivery service. I was out, I was like, I'm so out. I stayed there for a good hour and a half, maybe even more, with them, sharing stories and laughing and having deep conversation. Eh, That's the power of compassion.
It's compassion, but it's also contrast. Like in your compassion, you are also able to see, like, okay, this is what I don't want to be. So therefore,
Mm.
I'm going to hold where I want to be. And then let's kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's so powerful. And you were exhibiting compassion for your inner child
For me, yeah.
and for
I get
you.
first.
Yeah. And so, like, you filled up your plate with like a heaping, like, love, 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 right? And like, all of a sudden, that frequency, you were vibrating it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Major holding space.
Major holding space.
And like that did transform the situation.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So we can't control others, but we can certainly influence with our energy.
True.
our response.
So can we talk about desire?
This is how cute he is when he says that.
I hear the U2 song playing in my head right now. It's one of my favorite U2 songs.
Sure. What would you like to talk
So,
about?
well, I mean,
In 9
you
minutes.
sent your book, like, you have some pretty revolutionary thoughts and ideas about desire
Well, I wrote a
when
whole
it
book.
comes to the flow
Desire.
factor. And I just like, I'd love for you to share some of that with
Yeah.
our listeners.
My second to last book was called The Desire, is called The Desire Factor. And I'm all about desire. And I believe that desire is given to us, because nothing moves and nothing gets created if we don't have desire. You could be sitting in your couch, as simple as this, right? You could be sitting in your couch and you're like, oh, it's time to eat. I better eat. I didn't eat anything. And you're like, "Ugh, I don't want to eat. I don't have desire." You're not going to get up and make dinner because you don't have the desire to do so, right? It's like everything that has been birthed and created came from a desire to be. And so, there's an energetic, almost like a flow, a looping, well, a flow, hello, that is. It's how energy sets up and pops and becomes a manifestation through the seven principles, and how we relate to energy in order to take that desire into and have it manifest something, either the form we're thinking about or something even bigger or greater, right? But desire is there to move us, it's there to grow us. So we get this idea, something that resonates with what we know. It's like, if for example, the spirit or source, or however you want to say it, is to give Scott, you're going to run for president of the United States, you'd be like, no thanks, right? I just don't see that as a desire that you probably would have, right? Or Michelle, right? I know I do not have that desire.
I'll hope for Michelle.
No, Julfie. Julfie.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like that idea to do something when that comes from internally, when that it comes from a sense of like, oh yeah, I gotta pick up a guitar, I gotta play an instrument, I gotta paint a
In a
painting,
picture.
I gotta write this book. When that I gotta play, give me a ball, like like a soccer ball, you guys.
Yeah.
Give me something to do, play with. But it's like there's a creator, there's a life force, there's an energy that moves through, that feels so good. And it's like you cannot not do it because it feels
Yeah.
like there's life force in there. There's like,
Not do it. I love that. Yeah. And I love how you
right?
call it divine intelligence. I kind of think of desire as like information, that intelligence, like quantum information. But it's either way you look at that, it's like galactic advisory. It's like you cannot not do this,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so,
Love
and
that.
in your i- inclination to say, hey, trust that, allow it, receive it, desire. That is, don't judge your desire. Let it flow. I mean, I love it. I love how
Well, that's just it.
your take on it and the
And the
encouragement.
soul's compass, that I thought was brilliant rather than an egoic craving.
Mm,
Yes.
And I
yeah.
just think that that was just that way people can actually trust, right? As like divine guidance instead of feeling guilty possibly for wanting more or something else.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. And so I love that it was like an evolutionary like force of expansion. Like it can't not happen.
Yeah. Because the whole point of it in the end is who we become in the process of attaining that desire.
Yeah.
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 You know?
Yeah, it's trusting that what is for our highest good is for the highest good of all. Right. And I feel like that's where the ego gets a bad rap. It's not, it's our understanding and our definition of that needs to be revolutionized like you do in this idea. Because when in a healthy state, it is actually giving us, guiding us to what the higher good wants. It just
Well, I love
want to
I
do
love
what we want to do, you
I
know?
love what you just said, that because it is, the ego does get a bad rap. I mean, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
kill the ego, or the ego is what's different, like why I'm different from you and why you're different from
What's that?
Michelle. And it's like, those are, I was just talking to my kids the other day about that. I'm like, listen, every single human being gets this gift of
Mm-hmm.
life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this life force that is a creator. And so it starts to develop, and then you start to see that, ooh, I'm gifted at cooking. I'm gifted at sports. I'm gifted at coaching. I'm gifted at painting. I'm gifted at, whatever the thing is that you then do in the world. I'm gifted at writing books. I'm gifted at making music. I'm gifted at live making. I'm gifted at whatever it is, right? You have the gift that you have. And then with that gift, as you continue to play into it and pursue it, you become skillful. It's a gift. You already got the skills, but you continue to develop it and get better. And you put your energy and your focus and your drive into it. And that combination is like amazing. But then there's still that same a next point of it, and that's effort. It's like the effort, the energy, the oomph, the attitude, like what the effort that comes out of us for that particular gift. That's like a winning combination right there.
Right. And desire certainly helps with effort, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's like lean into your desires because that's where it's effortless to give effort.
Exactly.
It's like
You
an
still
oxymoron right there, but
you still have to do something, but it feels effortless, right? It's
yeah.
like, again, you cannot
Yeah,
not do
flow.
it.
Yeah.
It's flow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
all goes back to
Yeah.
flow,
Sure does.
which I really think is just such an intriguing. It's just it's everything. I mean, it is really, I would say that it's a theta state. Like it is just completely that learning, right? And it just that growing and that expansion. And I think that once we are in it, it's exhausting to not
oh,
in it.
what you just said is everything, Michelle. That's everything. It's so true.
Yeah.
Because
It's
when
the
you're
truth,
oh,
right?
when you're in it, it's like, oh, so good. Going
Yeah.
out of it, it's like this just sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, that's the
They like you see
cheat
something
over
and you
that.
can't unsee it, but with this, once you feel it, you can't unfeel it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly,
Yeah.
Carla. Like you can't not.
You can't unfeel it.
And so it's like with that privilege comes responsibility. You
Yeah.
know, like you're just, it really, really does. And, you know, yeah, thank you for this, Christy, because this has just been like all the things that I feel like as we're moving into this accelerated time where energetic awareness and mastery is really something that I think in this new era is like the secret sauce.
It is.
And
It's everything.
it's all the things, it's everything. I also think that without flow, there will possibly be that frustration. Like we've all seen, like the other side, the contrast, the resistance of it. And so, one of the things that I lovingly, want to just remind our listeners about is that the empowerment that you can have, like just from knowing, okay, I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to like anchor this awareness that I need this breath in. I'm going to create a little bit of compassion. I'm okay. Give myself maybe a big hug, which really feels good.
Oh my God, it's so good.
And I feel like that the surrender into that, like melting into the self, like already, then you can feel the change. And I think it's like when people say, be the change that you want to see, I think you have to feel the change that you want to be.
100%. Yes.
you
Well said.
know
Yeah.
and lovingly, I want to thank you because manifestation, it can stress people out in accelerated energetic periods of time
Yeah, absolutely.
because they feel a spinning.
Yeah.
And so this groundedness, and these practical applications that you've given us today as to how we can put this into use immediately. We don't have to wait, break open only in case of emergency. Like this is daily. Like we need a daily dose of all of this, y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate this. One of the things that we do in closing is Scott is going to bust some affirmations for us, but we wanted to ask you, Christy, if there's anything else that you want to tell our listeners.
The biggest thing I always say is in order to apply this, we have to watch our words because our words start the creation, it starts the process, of what we manifest. So if you're really wanting to become very deliberate in your manifestations, it starts with your words. So I created a 30-day free, it's complimentary, Watch Your Words program. You can go to watchyourwords.com, but it tells you what not to say, why, and what to say instead. And it's interactive. And, after you go through just even a couple of these videos, you start to get more empowered to choose your language, and it becomes in your awareness how important your words are. And you'll see, because I say, okay, say this and then see how you feel. And now say this and see how you feel. So you're feeling it yourself and judging it yourself. You might be like, yeah, I didn't feel a difference. Or you might be like, whoa. And that's the whoa happens more times than not. Right. So I just invite you to go there, and, we can stay in touch there and you can learn more about it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love
So
that. A little
Me
conversational
too.
alchemy for yourself.
Watchyourwords.com. Yeah.
That'syourwords.com. Whew, a way to give yourself conversational alchemy. Thank you. Okay, Scott, you ready to bust
Yeah.
it for us?
Yes, and I love how you mentioned there how um you do it to yourself and you can feel when it resonates or not. Because I actually feel like that's the best way to find affirmations that work for you individually.
Yes.
Say them, and then when it does hit, you know, And then it's usually something uncomfortable. You're like, oh, yeah, I don't know if I believe that. And that's why you need it as your affirmation. So that's valuable too. Just piggybacking on that, watch your words. I'm going to check that out myself. Um, okay. So on that note, just a small affirmation. Thank you again, Christy.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
both for
much.
having me. Appreciate the conversation.
I am the frequency of creation. I am free to flow. My ego echoes with compassion. I feel my glow.
Thank you so much, y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you so, so, so very much for listening, Christy, for the time, for the incredible conversation. Please just know that we appreciate every single word that you have shared with us, and we will take this into our hearts, and we are excited to manifest in this new energetic age. Thank you for listening, y'all. Stay empowered, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Empowerment Unleashed Now. Please subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and let us know how this helped you.
Join us right here every week for another episode.